Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I have something incredibly special to share with you today. I made an online purchase about a month ago from a small handmade paint shop in Italy, and I am truly blown away by the paints I received. For those of you that may not be familiar with Gallo Watercolors, they are produced by artist Alina Gallo and her small team in Assisi, Italy. I stumbled upon these watercolors as I scrolled through Instagram. Immediately, I became enthralled with the beautiful things that I saw. To be honest with you, I fell in love with these watercolors before I had them in hand. One visit to the Gallo website and I knew I found a company that I was happy to support. Gallo watercolors are produced with the environment in mind. The paints are made from natural pigments that are sourced in environmentally responsible ways. Additionally, the pigments that Gallo produces are non-toxic and much more friendly in terms of safety and cleanup. All colors are mercury, lead, arsenic, cobalt, and cadmium free. In this two-part video, I'm going to be unboxing or unpacking my order from Gallo, swatching all the colors provided to me on their sample dot card in my Etcher sketchbook, and providing my initial review and opinions on the brand and the items I received. This undoubtedly will be a long video, so please feel free to jump around and look to what interests you the most. When I placed my order from Gallo, I had ordered just a few items that I felt like could give me a feel for the brand. I ordered the sample dot card, a half pan of Potter's Pink, a half pan of Raw Sienna, a half pan of Indigo Genuine, and a half pan of Verdaccio. As you can see, the company kindly sent me the lab sample of Sap Green, some informational cards, and a few promotional codes for future orders. Given that this package came all the way from Italy, I thought it came in very good shape. As you can tell, the sample dot card did get a bit bent on its way, but that wasn't a big deal to me. And it was especially easy to put aside when I saw the size of the dot samples. They're definitely not like a lot of dot samples that I've seen in the past, and certainly provide enough paint for multiple paintings, so keep that in mind when you're looking at the price. Speaking of price, these watercolors are certainly not cheap, hovering around €9 or about $10.50 US per half pan. These paints definitely belong in the professional category, but more on that later. Alright, so let's get to swatching. I'm swatching all these colors in my Etcher sketchbook. I used a small piece of cardstock and made 67 squares with my pencil, which will serve as a nice guide as we move through the sample sheet. First up, we have Buff Titanium made with PW61. This staple color is an 8 on the blue wool light fastness scale. It is non-staining, does not granulate, and is semi-opaque. Moving into our yellows, we have Lemon Yellow Permanent, which is made of PY184, is an 8 on that light fastness scale, is non-staining, non-granulating, and is semi-opaque. I don't believe I had ever tried a color with PY184, so it was nice to see what this pigment looked like. Next is Azo Yellow Gold. It is made of PY151 and PY43. It is an 8 on that same light fastness scale, is medium staining, non-granulating, and is semi-opaque. I think at this point in my swatching, I was realizing that these colors would have a really nice color payoff. I really love this color. It was one of my favorite colors in this series. It seemed like as I moved forward from here, a lot of the colors were very vibrant, but they were also really rich and deep. In this far right corner here, we have Royal Yellow, which is Gallo's version of PY154. It is an 8 in light fastness, it's medium staining, non-granulating, and transparent. The next color I'm swatching here is Indian Yellow. It's made of PY110, PY154, is an 8 in light fastness, is medium staining, non-granulating, and semi-transparent. And don't quote me on this, but I think you pronounce this one Rancion. It is made of PY83, PV19, PR101, is an 8 in light fastness, is medium staining, non-granulating, and opaque. Next up, we have Vermilion Red. It's made of PR 255, is an 8 in light fastness, is medium staining, non-granulating, and opaque. This next classic color is Scarlet Red. It is PR 254, 8 in light fastness, medium staining, non-granulating, and semi-opaque. These colors are super pigment packed. I honestly think that I might prefer them to a lot of professional lines. Obviously, I'll need to test that out over time for a little bit using these colors from the dot card and then from the half pans that I ordered. But these colors are incredibly pigment packed, and I would say they really compare with Daniel Smith Schmincke in terms of pigment concentration. The next up is Ruby Red, which is PR 264. This one is an 8 in light fastness, is medium staining, non-granulating, and opaque. This next set of colors is really interesting to me. In a lot of other professional brands, this area of pigment is where we commonly lose a little bit of light fastness, but Gallo seems to have bypassed that just a little bit and come up with some colors that are very vibrant and obviously close to fluorescent. And I'm sorry about this, guys. I got a little bit too excited and wasn't paying too much attention to where the camera was in my frame, but I will go over each of these colors and you'll see them shortly after they're swatched. Moving to Gallo's version of PV19, Permanent Carmine is an 8 on the light fastness scale, is medium staining, non-granulating, and semi-transparent. The one I'm painting here is their version of Opera Rose. They are using PR 122 to achieve this color. It is a 7 on the light fastness scale, medium staining, non-granulating, and transparent. The one in the right corner here is Pietra Rosa. It is PR 233, PV 16, and PV 15. It is an 8 on the light fastness scale, non-staining, granulating, and semi-transparent. The color that's coming up next is Potter's Pink. It is made of PR 233 as an individual pigment, is an 8 in light fastness, is non-staining, granulating, and semi-transparent. I really enjoy the color of the Pietra Rosa, but I don't think I'll be purchasing the color individually. To me, it's just a bit too similar to the Potter's Pink. The Potter's Pink is such a soft, buttery, granulating paint. I know that I'll always probably want to have a half pan at the ready. Next up, we have Mineral Violet, which is made of PV 16, is an 8 in light fastness, non-staining, granulating, and semi-transparent. I feel like this one could be a great replacement for a purple cobalt color. Here we have Tyrian Purple, made of PV 15 and PV 16. It's an 8 in light fastness, is non-staining, granulating, and semi-transparent. This nice deep purple tone on the bottom right is going to be the Ultramarine Violet. It's made of PV 15, is an 8 in light fastness, medium staining, granulating, and semi-transparent. On the next page, we're going to be wrapping up the purples and starting into the blues. The next purple we have is the Dioxazine Violet. It is made of PV 37, which I am not sure that I have ever tried before this. It is an 8 in light fastness, is staining, non-granulating, and semi-transparent. This particular color intrigues me. It almost looks like we have two different pigments that are separating on paper, but we're only working with that PV 37. This last purple reminds me a lot of Daniel Smith's Moonglow. This one, however, is made of PV 29 and PR 179. It is an 8 in light fastness, staining, granulating, and semi-transparent or transparent. A rather unique color starts out our blue shades. Zirconium Blue is made of PB 71, is an 8 in light fastness, is non-staining, granulating, and semi-opaque. This next color is Transparent Cerulean. It's definitely a bright pop of color on the page. It's made of PB 15-3, is an 8 in light fastness, medium staining, non-granulating, and semi-transparent. This beautiful pigment is made from the semi-precious stone lapis lazuli. This rare pigment is incredibly smooth and easy to re-wet when compared to other brands. It is a 7 on that blue wool light fastness scale, non-staining, granulating, and semi-transparent. Gallo named their version of Ultramarine as Ultramarine Blue Dark. It is made of PB29, is an 8 in light fastness, medium staining, granulating, and semi-transparent. I really enjoy this color. This one is Midnight Blue. It's made of PB15-1 and PBK9. It's an 8 in light fastness, medium staining, non-granulating, and semi-transparent. Next up we have the Deep Indian Throne Blue. It is made of PB60, is an 8 in light fastness. It is medium staining, non-granulating, and semi-opaque. This nice inky version of this color is definitely a recommendation of mine. Now we're getting into a few of Gallo's mixes for blues. This one is Teal Blue, made of PB15-3, PG7, and PW6. It is extremely light fast, medium staining, non-granulating, and opaque. This color is Copper Blue. It is made of PW4, PG7, PB15-3, and PY3. It is an 8 in light fastness, medium staining, non-granulating, and semi-transparent. This mixture is named Aquamarine. It's made of PB15-4, PG7, and PB29. It is an 8 in light fastness, medium staining, non-granulating, and semi-transparent. You guys probably know that I'm typically not a giant fan of mixtures, but this blue, Harbor Blue, is one of my favorites in this set. It is PB15-3 and PBR8. It's an 8 in light fastness, medium staining, granulating, and semi-opaque. Next up is Gallo's version of Viridian Hue. It is made of PG7 and PB29. It is an 8 in light fastness, medium staining, non-granulating, and semi-transparent. Now, Gallo has two formulations of Green Earth. One is cool and the other warm. This one is the cool version of PG23. It is an 8 in light fastness, medium staining, non-granulating, and semi-transparent. This next color, Malachite, is rather interesting. It is made of eggshells, PG7, PG36, and PW6. This one is an 8 on that light fastness scale, medium staining, non-granulating, and semi-opaque. And the last color for this portion of the video is Fig Green. It is made of PY151 and PG17. Again, an 8 in that light fastness scale, medium staining, non-granulating, and semi-opaque. This video is in no way sponsored by Gallo. I purchased all these supplies with my own money. I hope you guys will head on over to part 2 of this video, which will showcase Gallo's neutral watercolors. I'll also give you my thoughts and opinions on the brand after purchasing these items myself. Stay tuned, like, and subscribe for more wonderful watercolor content. See you soon.